Let's see you dance! Yeah. Chemical catalyst rattling, never hazardous. Subdued by all my memories, but never been a pacifist. So quick to put up the fist. It's hard to resist, but I just might lose control. So shoot, and I never do miss. I gotta take risk if I wanna have it all. So let go of the poison, the venom. I'm sending. The voices are spinning with the visions already. Got the pictures of my prophecy. Develop my philosophy. Woke up in the morning, told the world to get back off of me. Yeah, and still the nightmares creeping up at night. I'm a fragment in the mirror, seeing black and white. Like who is me and who is gonna take me over? My soul is my soul in the eyes of the beholder. Yeah, and now there's darkness in the chaos. Try to see the light, hope the positives will pay off. Ain't no time for stressing when the time is of this essence. Take these two fists and swing them back into your direction. Woo! Cause that's the way I got it. And don't the sound of doom always sound so melodic. Looking to the future, know the end is coming near. Even though I'm standing tall in the face of all this fear. Clear vision, serving life like a sentence. Gotta stay strong, that's the reason I'm so vicious. A barking dog, take it all, never fall. You ringing for the champ, then I'm the one who get the call. So let me tell you a little something about this life. You can commit to the game and you can commit to fight. But the thing is that with every passing of the night, nobody actually makes it out of this world alive. So what you gotta do is put your powers to the test. Time is passing, so you better swing your time the best. So who you gonna be when the reaper come knocking? Actions speak louder than words, so stop talking. Yeah, so watch me break out of this cage. I fight now, I won't change. Yeah, and it's the passing of the days. So get back and just get up out my way. Yeah, so watch me break out of this cage. I fight now, I won't change. Yeah, and it's the passing of the days. So get back and just get up out my way.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Georgia Street Fighter 5 Scene Community Podcast Discussion Group. I am your moderator for this event this evening, ShadowAce. And of course, I always want to first thank SirRetro for agreeing to host this discussion with me. The reason I have assembled you all here this evening is to get your views and opinions on the Street Fighter 5 Georgia scene and Street Fighter 5 in general. The game has been out for about 7 years by now, and that's quite a long time before the next installment drops, which was Street Fighter 6. Since we have an announcement for it that is dropping next year, 2023, but they didn't give us a concrete date on when that is, but we do know that it is coming next year, and this is the swan song for Street Fighter 5 here on our end. It's about to possibly reach retro status in a few more years, about 2 or 3 years. It'll be like considered a retro game. But each of you may hold your own different views towards the game and the community in general. And this is just an opportunity to express yourself in a constructive manner. Let's start off first by introducing our panel for this evening. I'll go first. My name is Shadow Ace. I'm a player, commentator, podcaster, tournament organizer, a man of many hats here in the Georgia FGC scene. Here in my production, on the production with SirRetro, a man who wears just as many hats. SirRetro, how you doing today, sir?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? How's it going, ShadowAce? I am doing well. I've been extremely busy. If you have not seen my social media for the past few weeks or so, of course, still busy to this very point, but definitely, as known around us, Georgia FCC, the mayor of Macon, SirRetro. I've been running events here in the Middle Georgia area for about at least 5 years now. Been head of the Reboot Retrocade gaming scene. Yeah, next year will be 5 years, and but have been involved a few years prior in the area with other affiliates and so forth. But yeah, definitely novice, intermediate fighting game fundamental teacher. Of course, a little bit competitor on the side. Run a lot of events from retro to modern fighting games. Fighting game enthusiast overall myself. So those who don't know, but once again, yeah, it's a retro. Thank you, Shout Ace, for bringing me on board with this awesome adventure in this podcast series.
Oh, for sure, man. Episode 11 in the bank right now, man. It's been just quite a long journey. Um, so it's just wow, 11 episodes in. This is I'm speechless,
Yeah,
man. I'm
yeah,
speechless. But I
double
think
digits.
yeah, double digits territory right now. Like, let's go. I thought, at first I was like, man,
Mm-hmm.
dang, are we gonna make it this far? But look, here we are. Here, man. This teamwork does make the dream work, man. Um, speaking of team, man. Speaking of team, I think we got two guests here for us today. One of them I believe now is dabbling in some DNF at the moment, but of course they were tried and true Colleen Sakura player for Street Fighter Five. True Arsenal, how you doing today?
What's going on, ShadowAce, SirRetro? What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, not too bad.
All right, talk to the good world. Introduce yourself.
For those who don't know me, I'm Tru Arsenal. I've been playing fighting games for probably about 6 years. I've been competing for I want to say 4 years, probably longer than that, to be honest. After I started back in Street Fighter 4, and yeah, uh, I love fighting games. I mean, that's really it. I just love fighting games. I like competing. I like meeting people. So it's nice to meet you guys.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you so much for agreeing to join us in on this particular episode. We're gonna have a good time, man, because there's a lot to discuss. So you know, and I did mention team, right? Retro. Did I not say team?
Oh,
Team was a key word.
definitely.
Oh
I
yeah.
think,
Uh,
yeah, I think our next guest. You know what I'm saying? I think they might have a little team of their own. But before we bring him in, do we have something that we can show the good people?
Yes. So, this person here that I'll say we have from Middle Georgia area definitely made his grand debut. But he's not alone. So, y'all guys, us just a second. Check this out right quick. Let you know who this guy is.
With his turtle on that. And he's still bullying him with that rough punch. Stop. Stop moving. Oh, I told you. What did I say? He has to be careful. That is half your life.
Oh my goodness. Oh, what?
Now it's in his favor. It's in his favor. Let's see what we got. Game.
Oh, that's game.
I love it. I love it. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dattebane in the building. Dattebane, what's going on, my guy? Yo, what's good? What's good? What's
Oh
happening, man?
man.
Talk to the good people, man.
Oh
Introduce yourself.
man. Love the crew. Love the crew. All right. What's good? My friends know me as Chris Payne, C Payne. Y'all know me as Dattebane. So fun fact, that's not my name.
Hmm?
That's not my name. Yeah, yeah.
Nani?
So the actual pronunciation of my gamer tag is Dattebane.
Oh, wow, all this
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. But but
He-
but it's been my gamer tag since middle school. Playing Modern Warfare 3 and stuff like that. And my friends didn't know how to say it either. So I've been Databane actually more than I've been Dattebane. So y'all can keep doing what you're doing. Sometimes stuff sticks. You don't really got no control of it, and I love it. So
okay.
Wow.
I hear
So
that.
so so now we know the true pronunciation of the name. I've been saying that for the longest. Like, yo, y'all heard
hey,
about this geek
Mm.
player called Databane?
and like I said, most people do. So ain't no need to change nothing. I just had to get these are my confessions. You
I
feel
hear
me?
you. I hear you, brother, man. I definitely do. Thank you so much, man, for joining us. We do appreciate that, man. So we definitely gonna have some good times here today, man. So first off, Oh, thank you, guys, for agreeing and doing this. We'll start off with you, True Arsenal here, with a question specifically to you guys, like just to player specific questions here.
Okay.
Now, Arsenal, I know you've been playing DNF more recently. Are you going to Dream Hack for that 1,500 pop bonus for it?
Man, I have a crazy story about DreamHack, bro. I swear.
Uh
The
oh.
DreamHack, every time DreamHack is mentioned, I feel like that's my tournament. I get so close to getting first, and then something happens, and I'm like, sucks. You know, it's funny. The one who ends up eliminating me is usually FGC Jesus.
Well,
And so now I'm like, man, I'm tempted to go. Actually, I'm not sure because I have not been practicing Street Fighter 5. If I do go, it'll be just for fun, at least for a Street Fighter.
what about DNF? You playing DNF, so you gonna do some damage in that? They got that there. It's $1,500 pop bonus for it.
So you're telling me to just take the lunch money and run?
Just take the let's
Take the
go,
lunch
man.
money and run?
Look, man. Hey, who knows who's gonna show up for that? Who knows who's gonna show up? We got 2 more months.
Hmm.
It's in November, so I'm very excited. All of the games there has over $1,000 in the pot bonus, so just
Okay.
don't know who's gonna pull up.
I
So
might look into it. I think it'll be fun. I do need to. I've been wanting to get back into the FGC stuff, especially after COVID and everything.
mhm.
So, it killed a lot of things for a lot of people. So the momentum's kind of like low. But everything's been online. But I think I might go just to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, okay, just to rekindle that because it has been quite some time, especially for a gathering of that size too, with all those people that'll
Yeah,
be there. So um,
you
hopefully
know,
no anxiety and all that may kick
yeah,
in, but so
because I think also as a matter of fact, I think the last time I came out was the Ham Gaming tournament that you did, I believe, not too long ago.
yeah, with KB.
Yeah, with KV. And when I went to one of those, that was like probably the most fun I had in a long time. So
Okay.
yeah, it's fun, man. I never forget about like when you go to online tournaments. It's just a different experience.
Nah, for sure. You can't beat that in person. What I'm saying, the live reactions. Nothing's
Hmm.
rehearsed. Nothing's rehearsed. So whatever happens, happens, and people just vibing and just hanging out with each other,
Hmm.
just getting some fellowship on some games. Now, do you have any plans on traveling anytime soon, outside of possibly going to DreamHack?
This year, no, I do not. Next year, I do want to start going like actually traveling. Um, Definitely like Homer Baker, CEO. I know CEO talk is supposed to be coming up. Sadly, I'm gonna end up missing that. People have been asking me if I want to go. But because my focus has been mostly on work, I don't necessarily pay attention to it. But next year, I'm definitely gonna start looking to go out and travel. Uh, I've been working hard. I got a lot of money saved up, so it's gonna be time soon.
Treat yourself, not cheat yourself, right?
Yes,
What I'm saying. You
exactly.
you you work very hard, and it's like let me see what this vacation look like, so I can go and press these buttons offline.
Yes, sir.
Got you. I got you. That's what's up, man. All right. So next question is going to be directed toward Dattebane. No. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Let me put respect on the name, man. Hold on. Yo pronounce it one more time, good sir. I'm so used to saying it. I'm
I
so
had
used to saying it.
so it's technically Dattebane, but honestly,
Databane.
close enough.
Databane.
Close enough. But honestly, just keep it rocking with Databane. Like I said, I've been Databane since middle school. You
Okay.
feel me?
I got you. All right. Much respect then. All right. So the future, right? You know what I'm saying? That was kind of like one of the taglines that we had for this particular episode because you believe it or not, you're one of the heralds down there in Macon for the Street Fighter 5 scene. So you every time you enter, we know that you're gonna be up there within the top three for sure. So Sir Retro mentioned that you went to Evo this year. How was that?
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Well, um, I didn't.
I mean,
I did not get far. You know, I could blame a lot of things. Nerves. I had a little bit of hardware issues. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, it's just it just didn't go my way that time. I know that I could have gone farther because the way that I played in pools was not as good as the way that I played at Reboot. You know what I'm saying? Or on the Kazoo tournaments online. Like if I'm in a comfortable setting, I can really give it my all. So yeah,
Hmm.
Evo didn't go my way officially, but casuals and money matches, those definitely went my way. That's all we got to say about that one.
He said, you said I'm leaving here with something.
Listen,
I'm leaving, leaving here with something.
exactly,
I got you.
exactly.
I got you. That was always on my FGC bucket list, but the stars never aligned for me to go. But hopefully one day I'll be able to. But tell me, about you as a player in Street Fighter Five. Is this your first competitive fighter that you've been in tournaments for?
So technically, no. The very first gaming tournament that I entered was Dragon Con 2013, I want to say. 2013, 2014, and Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
And that, I had never done any competitive anything, didn't have a fight stick. I was dressed as Dudley from Third Strike as my cosplay that I made out of my band uniform and some boxing gloves. And so anyway, still I was playing Zangief back then, and I hit two Siberian blizzards in one round.
Oh my goodness.
Um, Now recall from Street Fighter 4, you gain your ultra meter by taking damage.
Yep.
So, I had it on ultra double, where you could use both the two and the one.
Mhm.
So it would gain faster, but they would be weaker. And so yeah, I hit two Siberian blizzards in one round, made it to second place, and I lost to a mirror match.
You lost the Geef match. Who were you playing in the grand finals of that?
Some dude. I don't
Remember?
I
Okay.
don't think that he was like a name in the scene. He might have been. He might have been, and if so, I'm sorry, guy. Yeah, that's you
but
could call that
but
you could call that my origin story.
Okay.
okay. All right, that's what's up, man. Now tell me the origin story of the crowd, yo. The Dattebane Dattebane crowd. God
Oh
dang it.
yeah, no, yeah. TGS Gaming. You can probably guess what the TGS stands for. Um, cause
This
we
guy
there you go,
sucks. There
there
you
you
go.
go. Cause we were just sitting around. We all worked together on Robin's Air Force Base, and we were just chilling out in the smoke shack, and just talking about cartoons growing up and stuff. SpongeBob was one of them, and then there's an episode where SpongeBob is trying to tell jokes, and there's this one fish in the background who just after a pause, just, oh brother, this guy stinks, and we that just became our running joke for like a week, and they just happened to coincide with my first tournament at Reboot. Folks have a few to drink and just figure, hey, it'd be a good idea. Let's shout this out. So my homie D'Lo started it up, and then or shoot, oh, it might have been Jacob, but either way, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, they just did it, and it shook the walls of Reboot.
It literally
It
Wow.
did.
was loud
Uh,
as all get out, and it just stuck. And so now we're TGS Gaming. This guy stinks.
TG.
I'm
I
I'm
like it.
I'm
When the
I'm
merch dropping? When the
Bruh.
merch? We need the merch, bro. Let me get the hat.
Oh man, I did tell them if I ever got a gamer jersey, that would be going on there. So
Yo.
TGS Gaming, be on the lookout.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. I love it, man. I love it. That's what's up, man. Like I could imagine what your opponents be going through, cause I think they like I don't know what it is. It's that mom mentality where it's like you gotta play. When you
Yeah.
play against you, you gotta play against you versus 10 other people at the
Yeah,
same time because of the
Sometimes
energy,
20.
bro.
Shoot.
yeah.
You know
You
what I'm
know
saying? They
what?
give you the spirit bomb.
I think unintentionally it's turned me into kind of the villain. Because
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
of
that's what it sounds like.
one of my tournaments, I had lost a round, I lost a game, and Benji, Blendo Ben, his girlfriend was
Oh.
saying it at me because he had took a match off me. Now, granted, I won the set, of course, but still. And then secondarily at Isekai, Camden and somebody else.
Chambliss.
Yeah, Camden and Chambliss started doing that because I was getting washed by Fong. Oh, shoot, who was
That's
that?
our
Was not
that's
Mr. 17-5.
no, that's Rico. That's our player Rico or
Rico, yeah, that was his name. Rico.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hey Rico, I want my run back if you listening.
Oh, he'd be open for it.
But yeah, man, I'm like the local hero and villain at the same time, and I just take it in stride. You know,
Anti-hero then. That's
yep, there
basically
it
what
is. I hope
and
it makes folks wanna come fight me, man. Hey, anybody listening, bro, fight me. Like,
There we
I
go.
don't know, I don't care when. Let's
oh,
do a reboot, run it. First to 10, first to 15. I don't care. Like somebody, because I'm just trying to get stronger, and playing at reboot has been the number one best thing for me to grow as a player. So I just keep them coming. Anybody.
anybody
Yeah,
can
that's
catch these
good.
suplexes. You're telling the good people to get off the couch, get off
Mm-hmm.
that couch. Yo,
Listen, anybody in earshot. Everybody can get a hug. The hugs are ready to eat for everyone.
I got you, man. I love it, man. You guys had a good turnout, man. You guys had like I was looking at the bracket. Had to play against Bates. Did he send you the losers
He
first?
so no. He was sent to losers by somebody, and then he reset the bracket on me.
Mm-hmm.
So technically he did. And that was actually fun fact, and some of y'all seen it on Twitter. That bracket reset was my first loss since the last 9/11 Memorial tournament.
Mm. Yep.
Man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was.
So what you saying is he actually made you sweat a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was a back and forth, and even my friends, they don't play Street Fighter or fighting games like that. But
Uh-huh.
even they could tell like it was going back and forth adapting. Like
Mm-hmm.
I figure out
Mm-hmm.
his game and then I start wrecking him, but then he figured that out. Now he switch it up and okay, now I'm getting wrecked. Now I gotta switch it up and it's just back and forth and I love that. I love that so much.
You know he gonna
That's,
get. He wants to run back, right?
listen, what I just
He's
say, anybody can get
there.
it.
There it is. He's like, all right, bet. All right, I'm gonna
Oh
tease him. I'm gonna
brother.
tease him about it too.
You see the chat
I'm
right?
gonna tease him.
I think they're here in the chat right now.
Oh, they
Yep.
pulled up.
They
They pulled
found
Oh
it.
up.
no,
Oh,
it's
they pulled
infecting the
up.
chat
They
now.
pulled up in the
Yep.
chat. Let's go. I see y'all. Damn, they deep too. I see it.
Oh man,
What's
hey,
going on,
love you
son?
guys, man. Love y'all.
I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. You guys are just in time, man. Uh, Dattebane, Dattebane, Dattabane's been telling us, you know what I'm saying, his ventures from Reboot. Now, how did you find Reboot?
So I work with a guy named Chris Kester. He's friends with Retro, and I actually had stopped playing Street Fighter for a while, but I was telling my friends just about how I had won my gaming PC in a tournament back when I worked at Cartoon Network, and Kester was like, "Oh, they do tournaments at Reboot." And I'm like, "What's Reboot? I just moved here." He was like, "What? You don't know what Reboot is?" And somebody else heard an earshot. "You don't know what Reboot is? Hey, this guy doesn't know what Reboot is." So I was educated on Reboot, and so I just thought I'd enter, and I got washed in my first tournament. But I was like, I could again, nerves, new environment,
Right.
and then yeah, next tournament, second place, and beat Symphony. He's like my unofficial rival.
Yeah. He
I'm
is.
I'm tired of running into that dude, but I also love running into that dude. Like,
I think you
Like
get
in
tired the
bracket,
same way.
you always seeing him. You always seeing him in bracket.
Yeah,
That's all you
man.
do.
Like my friends know that like they know him by name now, and I'm like, oh Lord, here goes Beat Symphony. But check the bracket on that last tournament. See how that worked out. Anyway, I'm sorry. Y'all got it.
Okay. I love it, man. Yo, keep it up. Yo, keep that energy, man. Keep that energy, because it's only gonna make people want to come back, man. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? You get more people, and it just keeps growing and growing for there.
I
Now
think,
people listen to this, they're gonna listen to the podcast, they're gonna try to check it out next time.
yeah. I mean, you have a huge target on your back.
Yeah, he does. He
Off the
does,
list.
yeah. He does.
I mean,
You
you have FTC Chris, you have Big Boss DP, you have Blundell Ben for sure, and
Yeah.
you have Malcolm or Blazing Fox. Literally, like I said, I think pretty much now you are the big target. So
Yeah, I'll take it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I will say Ben and Symphony definitely have been my biggest, like they make me sweat the most.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Somebody got a train running through, ain't it?
My bad.
Edit that. Edit that out. Edit that out.
Oh man,
All
but
right.
yeah, Ben and Symphony definitely make me sweat the most on a regular basis. I had never fought Bates before. I had never heard of Bates before. So I'm over here like, yes, somebody new. And then bracket reset, I'm like, oh no, somebody new. So yeah, that was that, you know. Shadow, I've fought you once in person. I'm pretty sure. Didn't we run into each other at a reboot tournament?
or
We
probably
did.
easy
We
Kai.
Yep.
played at Reboot before.
Okay.
I don't think I
And
made it to you in Isekai.
nah. I
Cause
think
it was
Oh,
you and
that's
Terrence,
the one
right?
Terrence. Yeah, that's the one Terrence went to.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
saying y'all are my next two targets. Like I'm working my way up, you know what I'm saying? And
I see
and
the growth. I
y'all
see the
two,
reactions.
hey, I'm
I said, hold
trying.
on, bro.
I'm trying because I don't use training mode. So the
hmm.
only way that I get better is stuff like this.
Ah,
Fighter.
okay.
Just run these sets.
All right, Pocha, I see
Pretty
you.
much. You called him the pork
I
chop of
said
Macon.
pork chop.
Cause no, Pocha doesn't use training mode. As far as I remember, he's saying that he doesn't do training mode that much either.
Yeah, he just fights.
Yeah.
He fight with his feelings. It's like, if
Exactly.
it looks plus, it looks plus. If it looks minus, it looks minus. That's how I go.
Yeah, and that kind of burns me with some of these people. I'm like, why is everything safe? I've said that out loud a couple times, especially against Fong. Let me see, Fong.
Yep.
To a lesser extent, Mika, and definitely Balrog. I'm like, why is that safe?
Man, you fought Cammy. She just throwing her hands, bro. Just throwing hands, and you're just like, let me. Why can't I whiff punish her?
Hey,
It's the
but
best grappler in the game, man.
I tell you what though, when he said muscle power, one frame. That's all I need.
Oh my god.
That's all I
Mhm.
need.
That hit when we were playing. I got hit by that. You hit me with that too. I was like,
Yep.
muscle power for no. I
if
just saw
you
my
if
health bar
you
melt. I was like,
if you
dang,
weren't jumping before the cutscene, too late.
there it is. There it is, man. But that's what's up, man. I think that's really good, because I know you guys are gonna get new players for six for sure. Um, you know, and I know it's just gonna keep growing from there. So, shout out to you for doing your thing, man. Again, you're always within top three every time you show up. So you definitely holding it down there. So let me ask you guys, yeah. So now we're gonna dive into a couple of questions here, and get a good discussion going on it. Of course, you all. I'm pretty sure everybody within this call right now, maybe everybody in the chat, has already seen the World Tour trailer for Street Fighter Six. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yep.
you've
Lord.
already saw the announcement trailer for it.
Yep.
I need confirmation so we can know we discussing the same thing.
All right.
Data, have you
Yeah.
seen it?
Yes, sir.
You've seen it. Retro,
Yes,
you've seen
sir.
it.
Oh, my eyes were glued, sir.
Arsenal, what's up?
Yes, sir.
You've seen it. All right, talk to me about
Hmm.
that. Talk to me about that. That World Tour trailer. So Yeah. So when I was looking at it, I'm like the presentation is really good. It definitely gives 2K vibes. Like if I'm playing NBA 2K or something, or if I'm playing like NBA Streets, it kind of reminded me of that with the whole aesthetic that they were going for with the intro. And surprisingly enough, I didn't expect them to show all the characters. I thought they was gonna try to like, maybe do something like do a teaser for characters like maybe once a month or something. But they decide to show the full roster. That lets me know that they're very close to complete. Well, I feel like the game is kind of like finished, right?
I
Like if you
think
showing,
so.
yeah, if you show the full hand and you showing the world tour, the training mode, and all this other stuff,
Hmm.
it's about completed. You got your beta tests going. Um, did y'all sign? I know y'all signed up for the beta, right?
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
already know.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's interesting because I remember when they announced Street Fighter Six, they also announced they were going to do an extra year of Street Fighter Five, right? So I think the game is close to finish, if not already finished.
Hmm.
But there's no way they have so much time. And I think kind of the leaks kind of had a hand. I don't. I feel like it was like a conspiracy. Like they did it on purpose. They wanted somebody to leak it, or they intentionally leaked it. They're like, "Oh
Hmm.
yeah, we're screwing up, ha 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 ha."
Right.
But really, they might have been doing it just to see, like, okay, what are people saying about the characters, and then we'll decide if we want to go in that direction. You know what I mean?
Which is smart. I think that's a smart move. Oh, how did this get leaked out? How did? Wow. Whoops. Guess somebody's getting fired at
Yeah,
Capcom.
yeah.
Oh
Like, look how
shucks.
popular Kimberly is.
Right.
She's like mad popular right now. She's like the next
Yeah.
Bushin Ryu. You know what I mean? So that,
She's definitely on a lot of people's attention, especially with
hmm
Jury. Especially with her and Jury. This is probably the most I've seen them talk about Jury in like forever. So and for different reasons. I don't.
All
That's
right,
all
I
I
was
can
gonna
say.
say.
With air quotes, that's the safe way of saying it. But
don't
for
even need
different reasons.
context to explain that statement.
Like I think to be fair, Capcom knows about like
They
if you go back
tweeted
to
a foot emoji.
I mean
Bro,
that
they on demon
exactly
time.
yeah. I mean the thing is also too like if they knew about the whole thing with Resident Evil 8 with Lady Demonstro, like you know that with someone like Jury they getting that type of attention. They embracing it. They know what they're doing.
Hmm. They said they love it. Keep the fan art and uh rated R. I guess content coming for that. I don't know. I don't know what they trying to do over there, but if that's what they want to do, then hey, if it gets more people to play Street Fighter, let Capcom engage the Foot Clan. But for right now, like just off of what was revealed, like who you guys do you guys have any like which characters were you trying to look at?
I genuinely don't. Well, so by default, I usually will go for Chun or Ryu. So when Street Fighter 5 came out, I just picked Chun. I may end up doing that again. I don't know. I actually want to look at some of the new characters to see if any of them fit like my game plan or my play style,
Mm,
and then I'll decide. If not, I'll default to like Chun.
Yeah,
okay.
So,
I. Oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't cut you off, did I?
no, you're good. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I figure if there's anything else, it's like I'm a Sakura fan, but I don't know. I don't even know if I want her in the game. Street Fighter 5 left a bad taste in my mouth.
you gotta get the
Street Fighter
Listerine,
5
man. You gotta get the
Sakura is
Listerine.
bro.
Yeah, I gotta say, 6 comes out. I'm really, really hyped for Dawson. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a big Zoner fan. I like the game of keep away. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Fireball, stretchy limbs, teleports. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, that's just always spoken to me. I just always been, man. Come on now, come on now. You already know what I'm waiting on. Y'all already know what I'm waiting on.
He's there on release. He's there on
This
the
man,
release.
Listen, I gotta
You
see
just
the trailer, and I promise you, when that trailer comes out, I'm gonna be watching it 24/7. I mean, I'm gonna be all of because they did Zangief kind of dirty in 5. They did Zangief pretty dirty in 5. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They took that magic move away from him.
Which
They
which
But
wanted
which
him
see,
one? The green hand or the when they removed the headbutt overhead that's done in like one hit,
man, so here's the
or
thing,
was it?
right? Because it's not even just Green Hand. Yeah, they took away Green Hand. Okay, that's cool, that's fine, whatever. But then they took away throw invincibility on EX grab. So okay, so now you've got it to a point other people have throw invincibilities on some of their EX grabs, and so you get it to a point where you're incentivizing other characters to get in close and play the grab game with Zangief. Does
Mm.
that come on now? Since 1991, has that ever been the case? Nah.
Mm.
Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Then they're like, okay, hey, you know what? Why don't we give Zangief a new move? Ooh, let's give him a counter, but it can't be too good. So let's give him a counter against specific medium kick buttons, depending on the character. Some characters don't even kick Balrog. But hey, it's fine. Or there'll be some moves that look like you should be able to counter them because they fit the bill. It's a kick to the midsection, like the ones that you can counter. Oh wait, nope, can't do it. You get crush countered. Oh, there's half your health. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they did not give Zangief the tools to handle some of the new mechanics they gave other characters. And so
Right.
I'm hoping in six looks interesting because it's very parry heavy, you know, and it's a lot of the mechanics are vulnerable to grabs. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with him because I could see a drive rush into a one frame critical art might be a little too OP, so they might not let him have that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
I can see it.
it'll be interesting.
I can see him doing. I can see them giving him flex.
Yeah,
But
I think he'll definitely have flex in some form or fashion. But the thing is, everybody's got the universal parry, so I don't know what they could do to make his any more special than other people's.
than everybody else. But you're committing to using a meter. Maybe, yeah, it depends because flex was just really just an armor move, like an armor based move. And you just do what flex against the normal, and then get SPD if they're too close. So maybe that's kind of, and then on parry will probably like work a little different, but we'll see. I feel like he's gonna get green hand for sure. I mean, hell, they gave Jury her dive kicks back, so that's
Yeah,
they
Yeah,
and
that's
they gave
true.
her
I think
her
every
jumping
character
heavy
is like
punch.
they're like a combination of their Street Fighter Three, no, yeah, Street Fighter Three, Street Fighter Four, and Five versions of the character.
Like they took something from each of those games and then just put it all
hmm
into one
Oh
character.
yeah.
hmm
So
So I think
that's
he
what's
could
crazy.
have a green hand back.
See, I
Hmm.
feel like Green Hand is going to be tied to some of the drive mechanics. It's got to either be like, drive rush and then you hit punch, you get a Green Hand, or the drive impact, something like that. I don't think they're just going to give it to him. I don't think they're just going to give it to him like it was
Yo,
before.
You don't think
that
so?
would make him too powerful.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see, but I've been staying up on all the footage of all the characters and everything, and a lot of them look like grab food. I mean, and so
She said grab food.
I have to worry. I have to worry because if I get my hopes up and it truly is as good for me as it looks, I know they're gonna get dashed. So I'm trying to keep my expectations low, and I think
Hmm.
they're going to try to make Zangief's kit synergize with the drive system without being too OP.
Hmm.
And so I think that's going to make it so you have to use the drive system because if you don't, then what you're left with is not much. That's my prediction.
And I'd imagine how scary that would be, like without your meter, without having any drive meter against the grappler.
Yeah, but hey, other way around though, because I'm predicting Zangief being very expensive because
They
of
got
what
Yeah,
I just said.
he's
just to
he's
do that.
supposed
And
to be like the
so,
most simple grappler too in the game, right? They want him
well,
to be like the
what?
basic
Yeah,
grappler, right?
yeah, and so that's the thing. A burnt out Zangief and Burnout is about to be heavy, slow, and have no damage potential. So you
Street
really got
Fighter
to
Two
manage
Geef.
that meter. Yes,
Hmm, interesting.
exactly. Exactly. That's my prediction.
Hmm.
Okay. I I respect that, but it's as far as like other characters, like at least for me, the only one I'm like really anticipating to play is probably Lily. I saw that she had her, when they were showing the trailer, she had the Condor dive from T Hawk. So I'm thinking she's gonna be now.
Bro.
Hear me out. Hear me out. I feel like she's gonna be like a Ferte-esque type character because of her size
Bro,
and
why
her
did you
speed. You know what I'm
Shadow Ace?
saying?
I gotta say this real quick.
Talk to me.
Why'd you speak that into existence, man?
I had to. She's doing Condor dive, yo.
Why did you
When
speak
I
that
saw her
into
do Condor
existence?
dive, that was it. That's all I needed to see.
You already understand that is probably one of the most hated characters in the history of fighting games.
Yes,
You're
yes. If she,
asking
bro, if I
for
see the
hell to
trailer,
just drop down on her and
oh my god,
torture
if
every
I see her
opponent.
trailer and she just runs, and she have like, okay, if I see her run in the trailer and she got options from her run, I mean, hell, Kimberly got that. Kimberly got the
That makes sense
like
for her.
the Giovanna flip kick from Strive, like where she could like switch up options from her dashes and stuff in the air. She
True.
got that. So if
I mean, we'll see. We gotta see it in action. 'Cause,
yeah, we
man,
gotta see, we gotta wait on the trailer, man. But outside of Lily, the only other character I wanted to play was DJ. So those two were kind of the most characters that I was interested in trying out. Um, so Retro, I might not even have to ask you, but I'm gonna ask you, who would you be looking at?
So I'm actually interested in Jamie. So
Okay.
far, initially Jamie, and I think y'all guys have seen me post it in Twitter a little bit. I'm interested about JP because more of the
That
lore.
I was one of the first guesses I was gonna go with. I was like, I watch Retro say he gonna do JP.
Like that was it was insane. At one point, people were like going through one of the trailers when they showcase all the like majority of the roster, or whatever. And
hmm,
I was like, at one point it had him with a hat, and you see him like don't see his face, you see like the beard and everything. I remember one point everyone just like stopped, like, hold on, wait a minute, that looked like very similar to G or whatever. But then they looked over like, no, that's his tassel. That's G's face a little bit more, rugged, everything like that. Facial hair wise, blah blah. He doesn't have a mustache actually. Look at the
hmm,
picture, but yeah, they're like, no, that's JP. However, people making theories that G might still be the final boss character because he
Mhm,
was actually designed to be that in Street Fighter Five, and they actually confirmed it.
mhm,
right.
And the weird thing is during Street Fighter Five arcade mode, if you could some certain conditions you fulfill in the match, G comes out of nowhere and challenges you like Q in Street Fighter Three.
Hmm.
So that's really was like a big hint that G has something more to do with the lore of the story of it. In addition, with JP, is where like it's just the letters. Like that's like the common thing is like those are the characters that have letters as their names rather than Bob or Joe or something like that. So it's maybe, and the thing is, the characters I believe I saw from the leak. He's also Russian, so I
mhm,
really am very interested. But I think G, I don't know. That's also the other thing because this is after Street Fighter Three, after events of Q and G. So I wonder if any of those two will come back, or if JP has something to do with it, which I'm hoping for. But
Hmm.
backup wise, pocketing, looking at Jamie because I really like record characters. I play because I used to play a bit more Yin and Yang between Street Fighter Three, Street Fighter Four, and I'm really and seeing Jamie is inspired by them and continue on that legacy. And he's a break dancer
Hmm.
slash kung fu, like that's a really cool mix. Uh, I like the unique style, so yeah, I'm looking forward to him as well.
okay. Okay. Yeah. With that, especially for JP, like I'm just trying to see how the story goes because all of the characters that they had shown, unique wise, like I think they showed what Manon, aka Mimi, in like a different outfit in the trailer, and people were like, "Well, why is she the only one with a different outfit?" and what her art says, and stuff like that. So it's getting a lot of people talking about the game, which is good. And the fact that it has a lot of single player content for people to enjoy in there. You could actually play the old retro games and like the Battle Hub and stuff like that. So it's
Mm.
got something for it's got something for everybody. So I think that's pretty good. I mean, I think they're doing a really good job. However, I will say this: while
Mm.
everybody's getting hyped for you got the crowd in the front, going crazy, going nuts. There's a couple of us in the background just thinking about that one thing, yo, that one magic thing. What could that possibly be? Let me ask y'all that. What could that possible one thing be that we looking at that we're quiet about?
Oh, does it start with the letter N?
There it is. There it is. There. You know what time it is, yo. Net code,
Uh,
man. Netco, we in the background, the presentation looks crazy. Single player, oh, you can do this, customize your avatar, da 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 da. All that sounds good.
mhm.
It has the bells and whistles. But what that netcode gonna do? You know,
It it
Yeah.
what
would
that netcode
be
gonna do?
so sad if the game has worse netcode than the current rollback games that are out today. Like it started off being like Street Fighter Five was like the first um, Japanese title with like rollback netcode. So like a lot of people were defending it, but it was straight trash. I don't care what anybody says. That shit was trash. But it was what we had, so we kind of had to deal with it. Um, but it also started a lot of debates because I remember people were like, you know, what was it delayed netcode is still better, and I'm like, well, I understand where they're coming from because sometimes I'd be like, I'd rather just play a delay based netcode game than play rollback, which is weird. But it was because I don't know what they did. They kept trying to fix it and they didn't fix it. And then somebody made a mod that fixed it, and they were like, "Yeah, no, get that out of here." And then I think they hire the guy to fix it for them
Did
after that,
did they hire? I
or
do
they took
remember the
it.
person who made the mod or something. I remember they did shut that down they
Hmm.
did release a patch that like kind of messed it up from there, which
Yeah,
it was
it
really stable at one point.
it was so weird, man.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
it was
if
weird.
it ends up being worse or just as bad, that would be really that would suck. So
Yeah,
that's all I
I'd
can hope for.
imagine. Yeah, nothing to nothing to patch or something can't really take a look at. I think I already know the servers are gonna get bodied, of course, when the game first comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's gonna be so many people on at the same time, and then I feel like the battle hubs or the battle hub that's gonna crash. People won't be able to
Mm.
join in. Um,
The
it'll
Street
probably
Fighters
like freeze or something.
is still like the biggest, like the most played title, right? They had like all the fighting games next to Tekken. It has the highest player base, right?
Hmm. Correct.
So yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna be hit pretty hard.
Yep. Sure. They did say up to 100 people can get into the lobby, but I still think it's just gonna be like some issues day one for sure. But
Yeah.
nothing, nothing patches and stuff can't iron out. But I'm glad that they're going in the direction of this. They're being a little bit more open about communication, so that is a good
Hmm.
sign. Um, but again, we're in the netcode crowd. We on the bench, just looking at everybody cheering and just waiting to see what
Hmm.
the verdict is on that. But it definitely has a much better start of life with doing all of this anticipation. All we just need is a concrete date, and I think we'll be good to go on that front. They said 2020. It says come in 2023, but gosh, we don't know. I mean, is there one more Evo for Street Fighter Five? It was the past Evo. Was that the last one?
I'm betting. I'm
I
betting
think they have
February. I'm betting February.
yeah, yeah, after Evo Japan probably. I think they're gonna go ahead and kick it off and launch the game maybe.
Okay, so you think Evo Japan is the last Street Fighter Five one tournament.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
When's
With like
Capcom
um
Cup? Is around that time, I believe, too.
March
I
around
forgot
March.
all about Capcom Cup. Is that before or are they still doing it, right? So is
Yeah.
that before or after Evo Japan? I think it's
Capcom Cup.
before, right? Is that at the
Uh,
end of the year?
I'm looking at it now because I think it's till next. Yeah, I want to say it's not the end of this year. Let's see. Let's see the schedule. Da, da, da. Yeah. I think it's next year because they still doing the CPT online stuff like in North America in December actually.
Hmm.
So, at least for the premier qualifiers, and I think. 'Cause I remember they had it should be in the trailer too. Blah 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 blah. I'm actually looking it up, but I still don't see the final day for it, which is weird.
Yeah, so I'm thinking fall. At best I say fall
Mhm.
2023. But as far as it being like one more evil Street Fighter Five, and I'm not sure. I'm honestly I'm not sure because they could actually push the game back too as well. That's another thing.
They could,
Um,
yeah.
so that's but we'll see though. I mean, we get our hands on it in a few weeks if people can get into the beta. Hopefully we'll of course people are going to be streaming, doing breakdowns and stuff with the characters, and people are going to tune in and watch the streams and stuff. So hopefully we'll get all of everybody can get in, but I know everybody can't get in, so it is what it is. But it's all to a good start, man. All to a good start. Hopefully it has longevity. Um, but then competing wise, hopefully I want to see um, people from South Carolina, people from Florida, people from Alabama drive down to Macon just to play some six, and Dattabane's gonna have to defend his turf. So that's what I want to see,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
for sure for the sets. But yeah, man, that we got that out the way by talking about some Street Fighter Six. So gonna dive into our next topic here. Um, Actually, let me put a little ice on this conversation before we get to the heat. So if you guys, I kind of asked this a couple of to pretty much a couple of our guests from the past few podcasts. Um, and once again, thank you all for joining us today for the 11th episode. Last time, SirRetro, we had Big Boss DP and Monster Kakarot hold it down for episode 10 and give their
Mhm.
take on the Street Fighter 5 community and FGC meta in general.
Right, right.
So if you guys missed out on that broadcast, you can please go back and check that check that episode out on Reboot Retrocade Gaming's YouTube channel.
Right.
Um, will
And
this one will be uploaded as well? I'm sorry, Sir Retro, go ahead.
yeah, you good. And I just typed it in the chat so you can see the playlist of the previous Street Fighter podcast series. So the archives right there in the chat for those who are in the Twitch chat. So yeah.
All right, there it is. And now let me ask you guys this. I'll start with you, or Arsenal. If you could run or play in a tournament for any game of your choice, what would it be? It doesn't have to be FGC related.
If I could run or play in a tournament of any game that I like,
Hmm.
hmm, I don't want to say Street Fighter Five because that would be boring. I miss Guilty Gear X tournaments. That was hype.
Okay. Some
Guilty X, yeah,
you run a good Guilty Gear or playing a good Guilty Gear,
yeah,
sir. Okay.
yeah, or Strive to be honest. Not gonna lie, high level Strive is fun. Even though the game's like mad simple, high level Strive is fun. Mad
Okay.
disrespectful too, but yeah, it's a fun game. Guilty Gear is always fun for me. If you want to watch a game where like there's a lot of layers and stuff like that, and a lot of adaptation, that's like I recommend watching Guilty Gear.
Okay. Yeah, they said Strive was a little bit more simpler to get into versus the previous titles.
Yeah,
Um,
I always tell people if they want to get into Guilty Gear, Strive would be the best time because I can only see them going up from there. They basically rebooted the game. So like if you want to get into it now, it's a good way to like play the game and see the mechanics at its most simplest form. So
okay.
yeah, it's good.
Okay. Yep. Same question to you, Dattebane. If you could run or play in a tournament of any game of your choice, what would it be? It doesn't have to be FGC related.
Y'all heard of Nidhogg?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yes,
The
I
little
watched
the fencing
1
game.
and 2.
Yeah. Yep. I would say a Nidhogg 2 tournament would actually go crazy.
I agree. I agree. I would not disagree at all.
That would go absolutely crazy.
Is it like
Oh,
is it like it's kind of like dive kick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's similar to dive kick, but you have swords too.
Mhm.
And you try to get to the opposite side of the screen. Just try to get past your opponent, and so you both die a lot, and that's just the game just goes back and forth until somebody comes out on top. But yeah, I definitely recommend. It's a nice little like kind of couch indie game. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Nidhogg. I would definitely say anybody listen, look it up. It's yeah, I like it. Although you mentioned dive kick, that would actually be kind of hype too.
A dive kick tournament would go crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you.
But I'm
I
still
did.
getting Nidhogg.
Yeah. Yeah.
can I
It's
give
those
you
type
another
of
one?
games. But what's up?
I was like, can I give you another one, ShadowAce? I just actually popped up in my head.
Go for it.
Okay, so y'all heard of Genshin Impact, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Chinese do the Abyss speedrun tournaments?
No. Talk to us about that.
Bruh, so the way they have it set up, everything, I don't know what account they usually do it because I don't know how they would make it work, but all the characters are unlocked and everything, so you get access to everything. And there's two people that are picking their teams, and they can also ban characters. And they get a choice of like, what was it? You play with 8 characters, so you get 8 characters, and they ban I think 3 or 4. And then when they play, they're trying to compete for the fastest speed time. And obviously, if you're banning characters, that means you have to think about it on the fly, uh, how to adapt to. Okay, I can't use this character, so I have to make this team work like that. And it's really sick to watch because you watch people like who understand the game and like if you ever played Genshin, and it's only like competitive mode is the Abyss, where you basically play through 12 floors, and they get harder and more difficult as you go up the floor,
Mhm.
and uh, you have to slay the mobs and clear it all as fast as possible. Um, I recommend watching it if you ever get a chance. It's actually fun to watch.
So
But yeah,
basically,
I would
they
actually,
just compete. They just compete for like the fastest time for clearing the
yeah,
dungeon.
yeah,
Okay.
that's actually pretty sick.
They have like a default. Yeah, they have all the characters
Yeah,
unlocked.
all the characters are unlocked. Yeah. So you get access to the character at their strongest or whatever, right? So it's pretty cool. Like I don't know if you're a fan of Genshin, but like if you like the game has like a lot of creative mechanics where if you combine an element, it makes like it does like extra damage or it does something else. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I would actually wouldn't mind doing that. That would be pretty dope too.
That kind of reminds me of now that now that you mention that, it kind of reminds me of another RPG game that had a versus mode. It is two games. One of them I think was Star Ocean 3 had a versus mode.
I remember
Um,
Star Ocean. Yeah.
yeah, they had a like a you pick whatever party member, and there's actually some videos and like tech and stuff on YouTube about it. But it's basically get the game and you pick like a certain amount, like you pick a certain skill set,
Hmm.
and you just like it's just a versus mode. Literally, it's um, you run around, you try to hit your opponent, do tech and stuff, and there's actually burnout. Like if you lose all, you use all your meter or something, you can't do special attacks. So that's what it
Mm.
kind of like reminded me of. Okay, dang, this kind of reminds me like Street Fighter 6 a little bit with the burnout thing. So you can't use your specials anymore, and either you just get rushed down or just obliterated in that. But yeah, that would be fun to do like a tournament for that.
Yeah,
I'd
Chris.
be down.
Yeah, Chris said elemental squirrel. So you definitely have to be careful about what elements you put on the team. because they kind of depend on each other for certain damage output. That for
Yeah,
Genshin
for
Elemental
Impact,
Squirrel?
I think that's what you're talking about for either for Genshin Impact or maybe Star Ocean.
you probably saying that
Uh,
for
Genshin.
Gishin maybe.
I
Yeah.
don't know what Elemental Squirrel. I have to look that up. I've never heard that term before. But yeah, they do that tournament thing with Genshin though. It's pretty sick. If that's the same thing, now I know what to call it. I usually just search like uh, Genshin Championships or something like that, and that's how I get it to pop up.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
there was a specific reason why I asked that particular question because that kind of segue into my next question here because we all have different uh thoughts and things. Oh, retro. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you. What was yours?
Uh,
What game would you? I think you said you already. Last time I had asked you, you said you already did your wish.
yeah.
You already ran. You already ran your wish.
Yeah.
Wish
I
game.
think NBA Jam and I did Marvel 3, and of course that turned out really well on both ends. But I mean, I have plenty in my head I would like to see. Uh, it was interesting about the speed run for the RPG. I would say I'd like to do is a speed run tournament for like stuff like Super Mario World or Link to the Past speed run because I actually did.
Bro, that sounds sick. Yeah, I think
Um,
you would get a lot of people if you could run and do that. That would be sick.
Currently, my time for Link to the Past is 2 hours. I actually do speed run myself, and
Mm.
Super Mario World, my best time is under 12 minutes with Big Mario.
Glitches.
Yeah,
Glitches. Right.
Holy cow.
yeah, it's like it's really it's actually really interesting. Like Link to the Past is really tough because the certain part of it is a big skip. It's actually like a crazy move you do or a placement, and you is a damage boost, but that damage boost skips half the stage, and it really changes so much. Because then at that point, you really actually don't you actually be in like a little Dark Souls run portion because then you have barely low armor for the rest of the game because you skip
Mm.
actually the armor that you should get that take less health or take less damage, but it comes
Mm.
really hard after when you do that big skip, and next thing you know like you're at least an hour in just struggling to go through like the last 3 or 4 dungeons. Yeah, you got to make sure you have all the weapons, your timings, everything. It's cool to me, but I would like to see that happen because that's just like the beginner. Well, not beginner. That's like the glitchless run. That's like the best. Well, the starting one, the starting point. So yeah, I like to see
I
speed
wonder
run.
how people find that stuff. How do
Um,
people discover
I
like
was asking the same question.
the glitches and stuff like that? Like I just look at some of the games and I'm like, how do you find things like this? Like you would do you have to actually
mm-hmm.
and they broke it down where it's like frame data and stuff like that. You
Yep.
have to you have to do this at this particular moment, elsewise you miss
So
the window for the glitch to
speedrunner
activate.
players are better fighting game players than fighting game players. They
Maybe.
understand frame
Facts.
data to a T.
Facts. They gotta read the data when you do that. When you see those tournaments, and bro, if they miss quote unquote a glitch confirm, they lost.
Yeah.
They lost
And
the
then the
round.
crazy part
No, they're
about
They
it,
probably gonna
lost,
turn
bro.
off the PlayStation.
that's
You
abuse.
play in a tournament and they miss that one hit, that one frame link. They're like, nope, sorry,
That's it. You lost, or
but
Dude,
well,
DQ me.
either you lose like 20 to 30 seconds on your run or something, or they
Yeah.
just be like, "That's it. I lost. I missed the glitch. I can't do it no
mm-hmm.
more." It's,
Actually, better example, Super Metroid. Actually, Super Metroid is brutal. It is brutal because you skip a lot of like energy boosts unless you're doing like the 100%. If you try to do low
Mm.
percent, it's so risky. Like in tournaments, someone always will die because the fact that you're fighting against like Ridley with like 1 or 2 health tanks at the most, and he
Mm.
basically can take 80% of your health with one hit at each time. So like that's like super risky. Everything, yeah, it's brutal. But like I said, even with the consistent one frame timings, like not only just like the one frame right here Then sometime later, the one framer is like one frame, one frame, one frame, one frame. I'm like, that's insane. So yeah, in
Mm.
comparison to Street Fighter fighting games, yeah, speedrunners can, yeah,
Speed runners would cook.
yeah.
Speed runners would definitely cook in some games, man, because they have to be so precise on everything. And you see, like, if they're streaming a game or something and they mess up and they got to restart, I messed up, darn. They got to restart and do the whole thing over again, just off of, like, they probably got to like the 5th level and they messed up that one particular spot, and then now they got to do the whole run over
Cause
again.
they're like
I'm like, God,
or they quit. It's like 2 hours in,
exactly.
and that's
Mhm.
it. Yep.
Gotta be so precise, man. They trying to get them. They trying to, you know what I'm saying, get that world record. But yeah, man, appreciate that. So the reason why I had asked you guys the particular question is I kind of like that was the ice. You know what I'm saying? You put an ice pack on this next question because it's I'm about to drop some heat. Um, Now here is the question. So is Street Fighter Five a bad game? Arsenal. I'm gonna start with you. Let's get it.
Hmm.
Woo! Let's go. Let's go.
uh, yeah, I think the game is kind of it's average at best. It's not that good. There are things I like about it, and then like one of the more I played it, I started to understand where its flaws are, and it kind of makes everything. The game is sloppy. It's weird to explain it. Obviously, there's a structure in the game. That's why it can be played at such a high level, and we have like the best moments. But there's a lot of mechanics and the way characters are balanced that just makes the game sloppy. And that's how I view the game. If you want me to elaborate on that, I could, but it's a
Please,
lot of stuff.
please, please, please do. This is your time.
You need to
This is
cook on that one, bro.
yeah. This is your
Cook
time.
on
Go
that.
ahead. The floor is yours, my good sir.
I mean, okay, so I guess I'll start with season one because you already knew that was when the game first came out, and we had season one Chun, we had season one Ken, we had season one Ryu. Heck, Balrog, I think Balrog came out, but we didn't know how he was at the time. Who else was good in that era, bro? God,
Season one, Mika, Nash,
oh, season one Mika, Nash,
Ryu.
like all those characters was crazy. And like all those characters were like those were the characters that were like top tier, right?
Mhm.
But as much as people complain about the game, still think that was the most balanced version of Street Fighter Five. Mostly because
8 frame
okay,
error.
okay, the
The eight
the
frame delay
the
error. Hold on
the
now. All right.
delay lag. Okay, the delayed lag affected the gameplay, not the balance. You get what I mean when I say that? You're fighting the game. It's not the game's fault. That was Capcom's fault for not addressing that or thinking that it was a good idea to have 8 frame delay in a video game about reactions. You know what I mean? So they fixed that, but then they also changed the balance. So no one actually got to see how the game would actually be before then. They fixed the balance. Oh, we're already in season two. All right, here we go. Now the game becomes crack. You get Laura, you get Balrog, you got Akuma. They're going ape shit all over the place. Bam. What
I
you
hear
gonna do?
you.
You gonna be reversal? No, it's slower now. Bam.
Get hit.
You want a DP? No, it costs meter. Bam. You gotta hold everything. It's nothing. No, hold it. Hold it.
Oh
This
Lord,
the game we're playing.
I'm done. I
This the
mean,
game we're
you're
playing.
not wrong though. You're not wrong.
At that meta level, yes, indeed. It did change it
This is
did
the game
change
we're
it.
playing.
It's the game we're
They
playing.
shifted
Yeah.
the game to be more offensive, which I understand. Some people thought the game was boring in season one. I thought it was fine. We still did have throw loops, so I think they did nerf for you. So he didn't. He was kind of knocked out of the equation because he couldn't keep control anymore. Karen was still good. Cammy was good. I think it took her a minute, right, for people to understand how good she was.
Or Cammy. Yeah, Cammy
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
on the radar like that back then. She was not
yeah. But she was
not
she was
now.
good. She was
Mhm.
the same character. So that's another thing too. A lot of characters that people thought weren't good were off the radar, and then they ended up being good, and then nothing was done about it. Um, let's see what else. And then pretty much since season two, the game kind of pushed even more and more into offensive. But it more kind of the balance that they made to the game was like more focused towards V trigger. You know what I mean? Uh, Now they toned down some characters V triggers, and then they made other characters V triggers even more insane. And then it forced other characters into a crutch where it's now even more about V trigger. You're getting smacked around, don't worry about it. You're still winning. You just gotta wait for that red meter to start glowing, and then you all of a sudden now you're Vegeta with like
Mm-hmm.
super blue, about to kick Jiren's ass out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, respect to Vegeta. I like that man. That man's cool. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's that's what Street Fighter Five turned into. I think it was probably always a focus on V trigger, but we didn't understand it at the time.
Mm.
As far as the neutral is concerned, it works just to a certain extent, and the characters that could keep control, they kind of fluctuate all over the place. As much as people hated Season One Chun, she kept
Mm.
control of the stupid characters. Guile kept control of the stupid characters. You know what I mean? Hell, Ryu, he kept control of the stupid characters. Now he can't even play the game. One fireball, he loses the game if they jump it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's weird. Um, and another thing is like I said before that the game is about reactions, and I say that, but even after they improved like the input delay, it's good now, right? But a lot of moves in this game are not actually whiff punishable. You throw out a normal, it recovers mad fast, unless you have a button that can deal with it. A lot of characters have very strong hitboxes and hurt boxes ratio. I don't know if you guys are a big frame data nerd like I am, but like you'll see stuff like let me see. Let me name like the worst buttons in existence. Can you stand medium kick? Uh, every normal that Laura has. Uh,
Yeah.
Bison stand medium kick. Chun stand heavy punch.
Buttons that can't be reacted to or like punished like that.
Even if I'll put it into a perspective. Even if it was with punishable, they have surprisingly good hurt boxes. Example, Bison stand medium kick. If he does the move, I think it has 8 or somewhere around 8 frames of recovery. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I tested this and it was really weird when I found it out. I think I was playing Chun at the time, but if I try to whiff punish it with like stand medium punch or like forward medium punch, right? Even if I uh, even if even if I miss and I did it as early as possible, the recovery is so good, his leg is not extended after he does the move, right? So you can't hit his limb after he whiffed. So he puts his leg away, and then he also recovers fast enough to do it again. And Chun has an extended hurt box on some of her normals, and that will whiff punish me. And I was like, so desu ne. Yeah, freaking. I was like, okay, that's weird. There are other characters that are like that, not as bad. Another example would be okay. Now this is like okay, some of it makes sense, some of it doesn't. Uh, let's say Chun-Li stand medium kick. If she does stand medium kick and you do a crouching medium kick, the hurt box is actually a little above. I mean, it's not. There's not much below her leg, so obviously it's going to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But let's say you're fighting, I don't know, Ed. You're fighting with Ed, right? Do you have a normal that reaches in that particular section and gives you a reward.
No.
Not really. You know what I mean? So there are situations where a character, because they simplified the moveset, a character may have a limited set of normals, and the other character may have a normal that hits in this particular area, and you're like, oh, I don't have a button to stop them from hitting in this space, so I'm forced to respect it.
Mm,
Does that make sense?
that makes perfect sense.
So you said Bison standing medium kick recovery.
It's mad good. It's
It,
mad good.
it said 13 on recovery. Like
uh,
if he whiff it, I think.
13. I would ask you to test with punishing it and see how consistent you are at doing it. And I'm not talking about like the timing when it's going to come out. Set that man to do it at the most random time, so you would never know, and visually see it and try to hit him. That's what a true whiff punish is, right? What you see in high level play is people anticipating that they're going to hit a button in the space, so they walk back and then they hit a button preemptively, right? Or they react to something happening and then they hit that button as fast as possible. But if you're specifically looking for the normal and you're just trying to whip punish it, a lot of times you're not gonna do it. Especially with like dashes being 15 frames, 16 frames. You're not reacting to a 15 frame dash. I'm sorry. You'll see them do something, you're like, oh shit. By the time you see that and you go, oh shit, you're already about to be thrown or you're about to get jabbed in the face. I'm sorry. I used to be very confident in my ability to react. And this is part of like what kind of tone, like it made me a little bored with Street Fighter Five because I was like, what I used to know in Street Fighter 4 does not work.
It doesn't work. It does not apply.
Yeah, it does not apply. So I had to look at it a different way. That's not, as much as I've my opinion has changed for the game. I'm not gonna like be like, oh fuck this game, this game sucks. Like, I think the game isn't that good, but it's a lot of too much energy to complain at this point. The game is almost over too, so
Yeah.
I just kind of slowly tapered off with the game, And I played soccer for a while. Now I can say I was fucking right about soccer being ass. People just don't listen, and they complain about getting whiff punished by a 4-frame light normal that does a conversion into 160 damage. Congratulations, you took 160 damage and you got out. Don't get guaranteed pressure. What are you upset about? But yeah, so. No, I've had my piece. I had fun with Colleen when she was stupid. That shit was great.
When Colleen was in her most busted form.
Oh, bro. Yeah, when she actually went Super Saiyan, when she hit that beat shaker punch, she said, "Feel your fate."
God.
And she put the hands out. She was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Oh yeah." Man, that shit was fun as hell.
It's fun. It's fun
Bro.
when you bully, but it's not fun to get bullied.
Pretty much. Me and Adam, we started with that character at the same time, just practicing. And then he found not he didn't find it. Somebody found the cross up javelin setup, and then we just went to town. As soon as I saw that, I fucking died laughing, bro. I saw the trailer, and then I saw someone post that. I laughed. I scared what else? I scared my cousin because he was sitting next to me because I was laughing so hard. And then I went to the Colleen chat and I just started laughing in the chat because that shit was so stupid.
Oh my goodness. That's the nature of the game, man. It's like matchups just feel weird, man. Like matchups feel weird, but it's like based on the design of the game where you have to hold this. Like there's
Mhm,
situations where characters press buttons and you have to hold it. But if you was using
mhm,
another character, they're able to react. They're able to get a good, clean punish off of that. And
mhm.
that's just the overall
Yeah.
design nature of the
Think
game in
about
general.
it like, yeah, like how many characters actually have a confirmable crouching medium kick? Karen, it's 18 frames. Chun-Li, I think they buffed it, so I think it's more than 18 frames. Akuma, before they nerfed it, had a very confirmable crouching medium kick. They buffed Ken's crouch medium kick, I think, but he has a confirmable crouch medium kick. But not everyone has that.
Mhm.
I think in most of it, on average, I think it's 16. But you also have to take into account, like, let's say you can confirm the move and see it hit, but how fast is your button? Like, how fast is your special move, right?
Right.
So if you normally just did it, the move, and then you canceled it, it'll always connect. But if you did it and then you see it and then you cancel, can the opponent block? If so, then it's not really a confirmable button now, is it? Now, so you have to kind of commit all the way with your move. So not everyone has the same luxury as every character in the game. And that also sucked. So you fight a Karen, she's doing catch a medium kick. Now you're like, oh fuck, let me walk back. Oh, I should have stood up. Now you're taking what,
Now
40%?
your toes got stepped on. You
Yeah,
know.
your toes got stepped on. Yeah, you're screaming, my toe, and you're in the corner.
Mhm.
Mm.
All right.
But
Same. I'm sorry. You had more.
no, I'm good.
All right. Yeah. Same question to you, Database. How you feel about the game?
So first of all this talk about normals and 15 frame dashes, I don't want to hear it. All right, I don't want to hear it.
Hey,
Cause
y'all picked the right person on the podcast, man. He plays Geef, so he definitely has an interesting perspective. Let him
Talk
know,
to him.
bro.
Talk
so
to him. Let's
so
go.
so here's the thing, right?
Go for it.
Despite the fact that I play Geef, I think, and I'm gonna say it, thus far, Street Fighter V is the best one.
The best one?
Street Fighter V is the best one. Better than 4, better than Third Strike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Here's the thing. Here. Let me cook. Let me cook. Let
No,
me cook. Y'all,
hey,
y'all ain't,
please
y'all ain't
do,
let
please
me
the
do.
cook.
water's boiling. The water's boiling right now. So you got it. Go ahead.
So Street Fighter. Let me go back, right? Because Street Fighter 2
hmm
is a pure game. It's rudimentary, and I would say that Third Strike perfected kind of the 2 formula. Um, and then 4 came along. 4 was a bit of a nostalgia grab. 4, it's kind of okay, we're getting back to our roots and all that sort of stuff. But I had problems with the, I'll say, emergent gameplay of 4. And what do I mean by that? I'm talking things like plinking. I'm talking about the kind of the auxiliary unintended things that are in the game
Mm.
that to me that kind of poisons the well, if you will. So now we come to 5, and I feel like 5 it has the best presentation, and I feel like 5 has the best skill expression. That 2 players who play the same character can play vastly different styles in 5 and still come away as, one of the top people. You look at 2 of the top Ryus or 2 of the top Ibukis or what have you, they play potentially very differently. But you look at 4, you look at Third Strike,
Hmm.
the top people play the same game. Now, again, it's interesting I say that because Zangief has pretty much one way to play them. You look at top Zangiefs and they tend to play about the same way, but that's just because they hold my boy. Anyway, but in general, I think that 5 has the most expression.
Of play styles like that.
Yes. And so that's what helps make it feel like when you're playing against somebody, you're playing against another person, not you're playing against this character. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Because I know, again, even going back to my reboot times, like I've never run into a Nikali that plays the same way Beat Symphony plays. I've never run into a Sakura that plays the same way that Ben plays. You know, and so that personality that you can affect onto your character, I haven't seen anything like it. And so for that reason, yeah, five is the best one. Because
I,
at the end of the day, the FGC is about the people that make it up. And if you can put the people
mm.
in the game, yeah, sure, it's under the skin of a character, but you're playing against that person. And yeah, there just hasn't been anything like it, and I hope that 6 can capture that as well.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Uh, Arsenal, your thoughts?
Okay. There's a lot. I partially agree with what you said. Um, I think the game does force you to play the game. The game is designed in a way where you have to play the player more than you fight the character. That is true.
Yeah.
Um, but I still think it's easier to, let's say, when you play in four, there's different ways to express yourself in that game. Um, in terms of how you do your combos, what do you look for, your setups and everything. I don't know. I based on when I was playing that game, I felt like there was a lot more to offer. Now I do understand that there's a lot of exploits in four, and Capcom they worked mad hard to get rid of nearly every export in Street Fighter Five.
Yeah.
Uh, now when you played Street Fighter Four, uh, there was the common thing where before you even learn the game, you did have to learn how to fight the character. To an extent, I don't think it's that bad of a problem because you have to learn how to fight in every matchup. Every character has a certain thing that they're good at, and once you learn how to get around that the person theoretically should not be able to abuse that in the same way that they could when you didn't know the matchup. Um, for example, like in Street Fighter Five, Ryu's biggest strength is his ability to control space and especially with fireballs. He can do that in this game, but it's much more limited because the risk reward is a lot higher than in Street Fighter 4,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Ryu players, they're not able to play that playstyle. They have to play. I won't say scared,
Did
but
I
they
play
have to
within the
be more.
limits?
Yeah, they have to play within more limitations than they were used to. And that's one of the main things that held Ryu back throughout the whole, game. Street Fighter Five was balanced around him, you know. So in that context, Ryu himself has a limitation. Every character has a certain limitation as well. If you look how certain characters are designed, Chun-Li is a character that's designed to be able to control space extremely well. That's why her frame data has been so strong throughout the whole years.
Her steady
Um,
kick is
y-
ridiculous.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Colleen, she was designed to be a character that controlled space, but her limitation was her ability to approach was fucking garbage.
Mm.
Um, you know, but once she did get a knockdown, which usually it cost her meter, she gained the reward of being able to get close to you. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? But every player is confined to that limitation. It's just how they were able to use it in order to get an advantage.
So
Um,
so
but
okay.
go ahead. But what that does is, like I said, it forced character to play within the confinements of that limitation. It's just how well they're able to use that limitation. Like let's say, for example, Guile versus Colleen, right? Uh, in the beginning, she almost cannot approach that man. If she blocks one fireball, it takes her like two or three steps to get back to the same spot she was just when at before she blocked the fireball. She doesn't have anything to stop his projectiles other than jumping or doing a preemptive EX move to go through it. So she had to take a lot of risk in that situation. There was no
Mm-hmm.
way around that. You know what I mean? You just had to deal with that. And that's just the design of the character. What I'm saying is the way you had to play the characters in five are kind of more limited and controls than in four, which is why I think in Street Fighter 4 there is still more, player expression that allows
So
you to be able to be creative with the situations and things that you can do.
well, Arsenal, see, I will agree with you mechanically. Here's the thing. I think mechanical expression and strategic expression are two different things. And I feel as though 5 allows you to have more strategic expression, whereas 4 is definitely more mechanical expression. You can definitely do, all these different kinds of combos, these cancels, Kara cancels, you know what I'm saying, one frame links and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
in that regard, yes, you do have more options as to what you can do. But
Mm-hmm.
what that tends to lead to is a sort of homogenizing of what's optimal. Okay, so now you can't even compete unless you can do consistent one frame links every time. Or you don't even bother using this character if you don't know how to do this one exploit here or there. But what I'm saying is the limitation per character of 5 has actually created a broader spectrum of what's viable and what you can do, and getting mind games are more of a factor now, in my opinion. I think the reduced complexity has allowed for better kind of imagination. It's kind of like, think about video games now. This is an analogy, but think about video games now. How, we got all these 8K graphics, and what do we do with them? Well, they're all shooters and, Assassin's Creed and Uncharted. But whereas you go back to when games had limitations and they had to be as creative as possible to make a compelling game within those limitations, that's how you get Spyro, Jack and Daxter, and the list can go on and on. I'm not trying to get into a retro game spiel, but and so
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, in that same fashion, because Street Fighter V is, in my opinion, a less mechanically complex game, that makes it a more mentally complex game, in my opinion.
I agree.
Okay.
I mean, there's more things to look at because a lot of situations are, I don't, no, I can't say black and white. They're more gray, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Because the way the meta is in Street Fighter V is, unless your character has the guaranteed situation, the neutral is, well, what is the option that your opponent is going to run? Do you have an answer for it? If you have an answer, do they have a counter to your answer? Um, in Street Fighter 4, there were a lot more
It's option select.
checkmate situation. I won't say option select. The option selects, all right, fine, yes. Well, technically you can consider that also a checkmate situation. But there are a lot of checkmate situations that force your opponent to respect that option, um, on top of what Street Fighter Five has.
Agreed.
Um, you know what I mean? So, like, let's say, I mean, it still happens in five, but some options in four, you could use that, and it covered more than one option, basically.
Well, so
Um,
let me ask you this, because this is something that I think personally, but I would be interested to see what your response, what your answer is to this question, or a
okay.
statement, true or false, true or false. A fighting game that has the more frequent the neutral is in a fighting game, the better the game. True or false? The more the more
Mm,
frequent the neutral
the
is,
more
better the
frequent the
game.
neutral is,
Yes.
Define frequent neutral. Is it
So
characters
yeah.
with
'Cause I'm
with
thinking
one
about,
advantage or
no,
frames or how we?
I'm saying get in a given round of a
Mm.
game,
mm,
how frequent that the positions of the characters reset to a neutral situation. Now you got to play footsies again. Now you got to get in again,
mm.
or zone, or what have you. True or false? The more
So,
frequent that is, the better the game.
I
right.
disagree.
Okay, I got to disagree from
So
Shadow.
yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna say false because
Okay.
every game has a neutral. It's just what is the period of neutral? Yeah, obviously, the term for a neutral is the situation where neither character has a specific advantage, right?
Exactly.
Even
Yes.
if you get hit by a Ryu Scratch or medium kick, if it doesn't lead to anything that is big or momentum swing, you're still in neutral,
Sure.
right?
Hmm.
So you're saying if let's say we had a game, I don't know, where there was never a knockdown situation, does
Okay.
that make the game better? How would that, like, especially for the viewers? And
Right.
how would that look? You know what I mean?
And that,
Are
yeah,
you
that
making that
and the
comparison
viewers.
for how 4 was versus 5?
No, I'm more so I'm posing it to kind of get to the bottom because there's a lot of factors here that are kind of floating around and everything. But I feel like
Mm,
at the end of the day, it boils down to these very simple concepts. So for me, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my answer. I don't believe that the more frequent the neutral is, the better the game. But I do believe that a mark of a good game is frequent neutral. Now, let me break that down. Having frequent neutral doesn't inherently make a game good or bad. In fact, that would be very boring if it was just all neutral, right? Every hit you
hmm
did, knocked them full screen and left you on the other side of the screen. Now we got to do it again. That would be very boring. However, I think a lot of fighters, a lot of players, sort of rage at say comeback mechanics, V trigger, certain ultras in 4 and stuff like that.
hmm
I think if you have a game where you are landing in neutral very frequently, I think that I need to be very careful about how I phrase this here, 'cause I'm not trying to get lit up. But I but no, I think that is a mark of strong expression. I think at the end of the day, hype comes from expression, and fighting games thrive on hype. You can't have a successful fighting game if there's no hype behind it. You know
mm.
what I'm saying? And
I
so
think.
you're, yeah.
Oh, sorry. If you have something, go ahead. I'll wait after.
Well, I'm saying the original question posed was
Hmm
whether or not Street Fighter V is a good game, and I said it's the best one. I think
hmm
if you look on paper, maybe that's not true. But if you look at kind of what it's become and the end result, I
hmm
think, yeah, I think in a very subjective sense, it is truly the best one so far.
hmm
Showmanship wise for Street Fighter Five,
Yeah,
like
I think.
Definitely showmanship.
presentation wise.
Yeah, what Capcom
Yep.
wanted to achieve with Street Fighter V, they got exactly what they wanted. They want the game to be entertaining for viewers.
Yep.
Everything that happens in Street Fighter V,
Mm.
as stupid as it looks, it happens for a reason.
And I believe they achieved that by
Yeah,
flattening the skill. The distance between the skill ceiling and skill floor are shorter than it's ever been. Now, I don't believe that making a game easier makes it better. That's not what I want to say at all.
right.
But I think if you can reduce, there's a sweet spot where if you can reduce that delta to hit just the sweet spot where the best players are this much better than the absolute new people, then I think you hit a sweet spot. And I think that 5 has absolutely nailed that sweet spot.
They
Mhm.
did.
I
I
think
agree.
that's
I agree.
the problem with people. Well, that's what caused a lot of people. It's a big disconnect, right? There are people
Mm,
who like the game. The game is fun to an extent, but for people who have played fighting games for so long, especially the veterans, right? Okay, when what they understand in fighting games has been removed in five. It's much. This game has the biggest variance in control out of any fighting game on the market right now.
cook on
You
that. Cook on
that's
that.
that's the that's the biggest issue with Street Fighter Five. If I had to like point it down, in most fighting games, a player with more skill usually is able to see a situation and comfortably be able to say, I have control. In
Okay.
Street Fighter Five, it's extremely hard. To, so Keto cannot say with confidence that he has control. That man is a freak of nature. He is a genius. But
And Street Fighter Five,
you
I
can
feel like
watch him
I'm
play.
sorry to cut you off, but I felt just want to throw this in there before I let you cook again. Um, in five, I definitely feel it's more of a 50-50 toss up. Like you
Hmm
can feel confident at first that you're going to, you're in advantage, you're in the lead, but it could snowball at any moment. It
Yes,
could
any
change
scramble
at any
situation,
moment.
any accidental situation, even if you had control and you respected the opponent, and here's the funny situation: you completely respected the opponent, you took no risks, and I don't know, Guile or Akuma did EX Shakanetsu in your face, cancel into V trigger, and then Demon flipped. Uh-oh, you're guessing now. And okay, you can take the throw as much as you want, but there's a point where you have to say, how many more of these am I willing to take? Because the same situation leads into the same situation.
Right, right.
That happens a lot. Laura is the biggest criminal of Street Fighter Five guessing situations.
The
I think,
schmix.
yeah, it's
So
the
are you
game
saying
has
this is a bad thing? Are you saying this is a bad thing or a good thing?
there's
I
a
lost the
point where
thread.
it becomes okay. So let me give you an example. Okay,
Okay.
the reason why I don't have as much issue with Street Fighter 4 in comparison with Street Fighter 5, there were setups that you had to take, but a lot of them were fixable if you just did some training and understood how it works. In Street Fighter 5, some of that shit doesn't even matter. Mix-ups in Street Fighter 4, a lot of them can be labbed, and a lot of them can be escaped. The ones that were fucked up were obviously the unblockables, but most of them, for the most part, they weren't that bad. Patience was the biggest virtue in Street Fighter 4. In Street Fighter 5, if you get hit by Stand Fierce, Thunderclap, Stand Fierce into delay or no delay command dash, you're not gonna know what Sashi pops up. As much as they say, you know which normals she uses to cross up, right? I've seen it cross up, and I've messed with the character before, but I know that she can cross up with on or not cross up when she wants to. And I'll give you another example. Before they nerfed Ibuki in season one, I forgot all about the season one Ibuki. Remember when she did EX Kunai into Bushin flip, and then she did the air target combo? She didn't walk very far, maybe a frame or two.
Mhm.
Can you see someone walk 1 pixel and block?
Nah. I
Okay,
do
so
the
that means it's
micro walk grab all the time.
yeah, it's in the truest sense of the word. A lot of situations in 5 are like true 50-50s,
Mhm.
where you just gotta guess. You just gotta guess, and if you guess wrong, you're fucked up. And it, a
And
lot
so
of
I
time it
hear
just
you.
doesn't
I
feel
appreciate it.
yeah, it doesn't feel as I don't know, it doesn't feel as rewarding or
Mm,
meant the situation doesn't feel like it was a lot of merit in that, when it happened. It's frustrating. I can see it. You can play perfect, and a lot of situations you can just slip out of your grasp. Um, it's weird. I don't know if that's what I'm hoping for Street Fighter 6, to have more control of the situations, or at least allow players to not have to worry about that issue.
I
V
see.
Trigger kind of Yeah, V Trigger kind of contributed to it. Well,
So
it
it
did
sounds
contribute to it.
like the main thing that you dislike the most about 5 is precisely why I love it. Because okay, you're put in those situations where you have to guess a lot, right?
Mm.
But here's the thing. Are these educated or uneducated guesses? Does your
Uh,
opponent what I'm saying is your opponent has tendencies. You have tendencies. Everybody, so long as they're human, has tendencies. And so that as soon as that 50-50 situation starts, before like it's like a freeze frame, and you're in your mind and you're in your opponent's mind, and you're thinking, okay, what are they gonna do next and why do I think they're gonna do it? You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
I will get a critical art on somebody, Zangief, muscle power, you're done, planted, right? Okay, when
mm,
they get up, all right, I can micro walk and do a light SPD immediately thereafter. And
mhm,
if they choose to block or even walk back, I got them. If they jump, I'm screwed. If they do EX DP, I'm screwed. If they do a V shift, I'm screwed. But okay, so now let's say I hit that critical art. Now let me dash back at them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they hit a V ship, doesn't matter. They're in range. I scoop them up. And I don't know if you've been watching any of my matches, but you'll see me do that to people. ShadowAce, I did it to you a couple times. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
And
want to guess. Why you gotta make me guess?
but that's the thing is that part of Street Fighter, the component of Street Fighter that has nothing to do with buttons, mechanics, or even what's on screen, everything that's in the mind, that's the part I love so much. The mental game, the chess
Because
game.
of that situations, because you get put in those situations. That's why you like that. You like like you just said, you like the mental chess of that,
Exactly. I
and
don't even
that's what
care.
You sure we're playing chess or checkers? So I think there's a difference between the two.
mental chess,
Mm-hmm.
I
mental
think we're
checkers.
playing checkers. That's the
Look.
problem.
I'm gonna say this. Let me drop this real quick.
All right.
I see where Databane's coming from. I see where Arsenal's coming from. I respect both sides of the argument,
Mm,
and everybody has their own take on how they feel about the game. But at the end of the day, it did its job. It did its job. It got people talking about the game. Got
yeah.
people engaged into the game. It brought people into the community for the game. Even if they don't play the game anymore, it allowed
Hmm.
them to branch off into other different fighting games. And they could
Oh,
always
it
come
hell it
back.
did. It
Yeah.
definitely did. So
Hey,
I'll
let me
make
let
another
me
comparison.
okay. All right, go for it.
So games like Guilty Gear Strive, um, and even DNF to some extent, those games have outrageously high damage output. So you
Yeah.
would think that the way the game is designed, you would think there's no neutral in this game, but you can kind of tell based on how situations played out. Um, when you look at how the game is supposed to be played or how situations happen, you can tell how people will adapt so that way they don't get put in situations, like where they take those damage. So I guess for that example, getting hit in Guilty Gear, you're probably taking 80%, 50%. Easy. Easy. You're
Yeah,
getting touched.
Potemkin looking
You're getting
real
touched.
tempting. Not gonna lie to
Yeah.
you. Potemkin looking real
So
tempting.
so there's only two ways you can handle that. You be the aggressor or you respect that situation so that way you don't get put in that situation. So I guess I could use Geef, but his play style is, he has to guess to get on an advantage. I don't know. Soul versus Kai. If Soul touches you, you're gonna explode. Kai generally wants to keep control. He's not gonna just rush in and do something, that's gonna get himself killed. So he's gonna respect that space. He's gonna look for an opportunity. It's just like any other game. You wait for the opponent to overextend. And that can still happen. Every game has a neutral to some extent, even the most offensive game. I guess that's the simplest way I can put it. DNF especially. That game it's almost as bonkers as Marvel, but it's a ground-based game. I don't know how they managed to do that, but yeah. But when you watch high level play, they're respecting that space. They're not just gonna be like, yeah, hey, I'm running, I'm holding full. No, you about to run into this like 50%. You fucked up combo, and then you're gonna look stupid. You know.
Well,
Uh,
let me ask you this. All right.
Well,
What
before you do, I'm
okay.
sorry.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
don't mean
yeah.
to cut you off, Data Vein, because we're running low on time here.
Oh, got you.
We're gonna go ahead and throw out this throw out these ads real quick before we dip into the final segment of the podcast. So Sir Retro, if you can real quick,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go through them and then we'll just get back into it here for the ads for the upcoming events. What you got on your end, Retro?
All right. Give me just seconds. I'll post it up to y'all. Okay. You see a little thing here. All right. So we actually gonna have an upcoming event on October 1st, the Saturday NBC Showdown. This is the Parks and Recreations crew of Macon, Georgia. They teamed up with Swag Out Nerds to form a tournament series where basically they'll have at least two games, Smash Brothers and Good to Gear, as you see, and will be part of the Middle Georgia Road to Easy Kai, fighting game tour. It'll be October 1st, starts at 12 p.m. So this case it's gonna be $12 for venue fee, but if you want to enter for both games, it'd be $2 more. So you enter either, it'd be just $12 up front. The money will be going towards the pot. For those who are wondering, it will go to the pot for the finals at Easy Kai, which is going to be in March of next year, I believe, at least mid March, during the Cherry Blossom Festival. And of course, you earn points towards it as well. So definitely check out the Start GG's link at the very bottom. Those are the games presented, and those are all the details that is there. So yeah, that's all we have for our end. We do have our next reboot tournament confirmed as well, but we'll definitely just want to promote things a bit at a time. So yeah, I'll move on from here. What you got next?
All right. All right. Coming up next, thank you for that announcement. Let's see what this next slide is looking like. We got the one more round series, of course. One more round series hosted here in Atlanta, Georgia. Um, me and KB originally came up with this idea of just trying to get the Street Fighter Five scene up in Atlanta back together for just one more event. It is a monthly event. It is going to now it's concrete that we have it for the second weekend of each month. This is basically going to be like a road to Street Fighter Six type of deal where once a month we try to just get people to press some buttons. At these events, we normally do Street Fighter 5 and Ultra Street Fighter 4 with a third game added in that's rotated going down at 4-4 Esports. So big shout outs to Greg for being the anchor and just letting us go there to run that particular event.
I thought you were gonna keep it going with the
Yeah, yeah, and then we
Sorry.
got it's all good. I was waiting on the next slide. Yep, and then we got climax of the night that's going down next month too as well. I believe the second week. I think it's the weekend before KIT. So there's a lot of events going down in October. I don't know what it is, but October seems to be like a very busy month. There's a couple of variety of different games there that you see on the anime side. There, so Climax of Night is definitely going to be a big one.
Oh yeah.
Over 400 entrants confirmed there for that event. So the growth of that entire series has just been insane. Of course, they're going to be streaming this event too as well. So even if you guys aren't able to make it,
Mhm.
you can always check out the stream and watch some of this anime goodness.
But wait a minute, there's one more game left, right? And if not
There's one more game.
but then if not mistaken, oh yeah, got sponsored by
Yeah,
the
yeah,
company.
yeah. KOF 15, of course, will be there too as well. Big shout out to Data FGC. They're throwing in a $1,000 pot bonus for KOF at that particular event. So you just don't know who's going to pull up and enter that particular tournament. I know it's going to go crazy because over 400, what I'm saying, over 400 people. I'm pretty sure somebody plays some KOF.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So you definitely gonna get a good turnout for that. So big shout outs to Data FGC for holding it down on that 1K pop bonus for KOF 15.
Oh yeah, because also too, the company who made that game are supporting y'all, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes. Power, yeah, sponsored, officially sponsored there by the
Hey.
SNK. Out of SNK themselves said, "Let me throw some love that way. Maybe they'll have some swag shipped out to Data and them for them to pass out for the top 8 entrants in that. Maybe there'll even be a top 8 medal ceremony. Who
Ooh.
knows? But regardless, I know it's going to be a good time. So big shout outs to the climax of the night event that's going down in October.
All right. See, I said we still got more. We got the Oktoberfest happening at 4-4 Esports the following weekend, I believe. The 22nd, um, yeah, 22nd, 24th, I believe, around that time frame. So definitely, If y'all
I
guys,
think that's the same weekend, if I'm not mistaken. That's
I
crazy.
think.
Hold
Hold
on.
on. I think they're a week apart. I want to say they're
Yeah,
a
we could
week,
part. Okay, okay.
but I think that something we might be doing is the same week as yeah, it might be saying the same week we're doing might fall in between those two and Moonstrike. Let me get you right quick. Nope. Oh, October 21st or 23rd, and October Fest actually is on that one day of the 22nd. So yeah, okay. So yeah, guys, it is the same weekend. My bad. I thought it
Hmm.
was a week apart because not only that, but yeah, you want some barbecue, we'll get some beer, some free drinks and stuff there. If you enter the tournament, especially, you definitely have access to that at Oktoberfest. But yeah, so if y'all guys are not a big anime people, but you like some Tekken, that's pretty much is all about. That's your go to for that weekend.
Yeah, that weekend of the October is gonna go crazy, man. Just a lot of people from all over the globe coming through,
Mm-hmm.
even on the Tekken side. So Tekken is already decked out. They already reached their capacity for the amount of interest. I think it was like 128 or something
Yep.
like that.
That's big
So they
numbers.
they, they met that goal.
Yep, yep. And also, like I said, the weekend after now this is the weekend after everything. You have the Anime Week in Atlanta. It should be have tournaments that's supposed to be detailed soon. And I don't know, but I'm not sure you have any updates on your end, ShadowAce.
Outside again, again, I haven't. I need to actually go back and check, but I haven't seen the tournament sign up list. But they said tournaments are going to be there,
Okay,
so I need to
okay,
actually go back to the website and take a look to see if they are going to be running, like what games are they going to be running. But from what I'm remembering, they did run some tournaments there, at
right, right.
least from the data end. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
All right, but however though, you got the Kumite Intensity, the finale that's happening in the very last weekend of October. Definitely this Tennessee scene, definitely shout outs to them. They definitely been putting on big. I never went. I'm so mad I won't be able to go this time, but I definitely would like
Mhm.
to send the support to all the Georgia people. I believe you are going Shadoways for sure.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I'll be going to the last one for sure. Trying to send it off with a bang. Again, that was one of the first events that let me commentate on their platform. So I was like, you know what? If this is gonna be the last one, I'll go send them off. And try to place well up there.
Hmm. Nice, nice. But you know what else you try to go to? You should go to the Dreamhack. That's in Atlanta. That's on November 15th. You know,
You
you
see all
should.
those games there? You see
Mhm.
all those games retro? You see those pop balls? Look at
I'm
those
about to say,
numbers, bro.
I'm about to say, you see all that money?
Mm, mm, mm. Look at all that cheese, bro.
10K for
God
Smash
dang.
singles. Yeah,
That,
2,500 for
Oh,
Melee.
look at that, man. The DNF, man. DNF is
Yeah,
getting, you know what I'm saying? The 1,500 on DNF.
yeah, 15,
Oh
five
my
thousand for
god.
Guilty Gear. At least,
2,500 on Tekken. Sheesh.
and here's the best
I,
part. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but here's the best part.
nah, do your thing.
Because what you have to do is register only for the DreamHack event. And that's like about at least $40 or something like that, a little less per day. If you do it individually, combined is like $80, whatever. But you get all 3 days, maybe. But the thing is, you definitely get only have to pay $1 more for each tournament to enter.
Look at that.
The
Look at that.
entry fee.
Save that money. And they got early bird, I think early bird registration too
Mm.
as well if you want to save even more.
Yep, yep. So
Um, but, but there it is.
yep. So you go to the Smash GG or Start GG, and or you actually go to the DreamHack Atlanta website, and they give you the details and give you the links to the tournament there. So all you gotta do is buy a ticket to DreamHack, and all you gotta do is pay one extra little dollar for each game you want to enter. You pay $1, might have a chance to win a couple thousand.
It's an investment, right? And
Good investment.
hopefully we'll see Arsenal up there doing
Hmm.
this thing in DNF,
Oh,
maybe.
hey man, I'm looking at that $5 pop bonus for Guilty Gear. I might
I
have to
know, right?
start practicing again.
That's the one that caught his eye. Hold on, that 5K. Hold on, bro. Hold on. That caught me off guard. Nah. I got you. But yeah, man, sign up, man. And
Hmm.
I already know top eight gonna eat, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure top eight's getting a good chunk of change.
Yeah.
So, if you don't get top three, or you get, what I'm saying, if you get top eight, you're getting a little something from
Hmm.
that pot. So
So yeah. Yeah, but
Best of
we'll,
luck.
Move for real.
yeah, no, don't worry. Middle Georgia will be there. We already talked about plans and meeting up and hanging out there. So we got y'all. We got y'all.
Oh, Dattebane. I gotta ask if Dattebane is going, man. Did I ask him that?
Dreamhack.
Yeah.
In Atlanta.
You know what? Why not? Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get that 1K.
Yeah, go back
Yeah,
up.
let's get it.
Yeah, go back to a little.
Okay.
So actually, I know we'll go back to it, but what? Because you came from from Kennesaw, if I remember right. Um,
Yeah, so I went to college at Georgia Tech, so I was in Atlanta. So I would occasionally go over to like Gwinnett Brawl or 404. I remember when 404 I had just got started and everything.
mhm.
Um, and then there would be like the Georgia French bread group, and
Okay,
you would just have folks come to Georgia Tech, and that's where I first met Joel.
got
Oh,
you.
brother. Yeah, that was not I had just gotten Street Fighter 5 and yeah, that wasn't pretty.
Okay,
Oh, we probably ran into each other then. I met Joel around the same time. Yeah, that man, he does that to everybody. Don't worry about.
Yeah, he's the
It'd be
first one
like
who told
that.
me to stop hitting buttons. 'Cause he was playing Akuma
Yep.
and yeah, I just kept getting up and getting knocked back down.
okay. Okay.
All right. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So that'll about take care of it on our end. Therefore, as far as events and announcements. So now we're gonna just do a quick wrap up here because I know time is against us. And again, what did I say at the beginning? I said, wasn't this gonna fly by? I
Mm-hmm.
looked at the
Yeah,
watch and it was
that's true.
already 10 minutes till 8. I said, oh dang.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I already said that. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up on our end, man. Anything like any final things you guys wanna,
Mm-hmm.
get out the way real quick?
Um, yeah, I just got real quick question. Which is more hype? Crazy combos or hard reads?
Hard reads.
All right,
Yeah,
that's one.
hard
Arsenal.
reads.
Okay, retro.
Mm, I don't
Uh-oh.
know.
Uh-oh.
No. I like them both. It depends.
Mm-hmm.
Look at some of you ever like you ever like see somebody mess up and then you like you block the DP and then they just die for it and
Yeah.
it'll be a
Oh.
combo that you never seen in your life and you're like, oh, so
Mm-hmm.
he extra fucked up, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah, I mean,
Those are
some of Daigo's combos with Guile, where the V trigger and you get every sonic boom in between every, and
hmm
it seems like he's comboing for years. Like that's cool,
yeah,
Minaj.
but
situations like I think the long combo sometimes okay they're a little extra, right,
mm,
but it depends on the situation because it shows how badly your opponent fucked up and how much your opponent is putting in to making them pay for it. Sometimes it might be a simple slap on the wrist, but maybe they were waiting because they wanted to, make it count. You know what I mean? And those are always like the fun ones. Like, those Daigo like long combo reels, it's always the best when that man is down and um he's bring you down to a pixel and then, now he has to make you guess one last time. Or if he goes for a reset and you thought he was gonna complete it and then he just throws you, you know. Those are great, you know.
Okay.
I
All right.
think I might have to give it to long combos.
You got it on long combos. So you one of them
Yeah,
Evil Ryu combo and Rufus type players that you like watching.
but
You like watching them long combos, man. Them loops.
bruh,
But,
you gotta look
bro.
at like I've been playing anime games now ever since I took a break from Guilty Gear. I mean not Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, and it's always fun to just rip someone a new one, send them to the corner, and now they got to guess from a empty jump low or a double overhead.
I ain't gonna lie, blowing up someone's throw tech attempt is kind of godlike to me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like they trying to get your hands off me, yo. Don't grab me.
Yeah,
I had
what you reaching for?
Right. And then, every time somebody tries to grab and I take it, I said, "Get your hands off me." I literally say that out loud.
Yeah, I feel that.
That's a bad
Fair
habit,
enough.
I
yo.
feel that.
Fair
I'm like, "Yo,
enough.
get off
Yeah,
me, yo."
that's like me with no jumping.
Yeah.
Nah, don't jump. You see,
Don't jump around me, bro. I promise you, don't jump
don't do it.
around me. Y'all can probably I could probably count on like one hand how many anti-airs I missed at reboot. Don't do it.
Don't you press up.
Mm-mm.
Don't do it. That button is disabled.
Russia is a no-fly zone.
You protecting the skies, yo.
Listen, bro. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? But all right, definitely do appreciate you guys, man, for coming through and
Yeah.
do your thing, man. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Databane, of course, I'm about to see you offline,
Hey man, run it back
run
anytime.
that set, okay.
Anytime.
And Arsenal. I mean, if you're looking to enter into Guilty Gear or DNF, good luck to that at DreamHack. Hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah.
Um, and appreciate you guys for tuning in. So, you got any like final shout outs or like where can the people find you guys at? Start out with you, Arsenal.
You can find me at Tru Arsenal, True, spelled TRU underscore Arsenal, on Twitter. I'm also on Twitch. I don't stream too much, but occasionally I will. You'll see it on my Twitter feed if I do. And yeah,
Okay. And where can the good people find you and the TSB crew, Databane?
The TGS crew.
Oh, TGS crew. Dang, I said TSB.
oh man,
Bad,
Oh
man. Look at
man.
I messed up the brand recognition. No, I'm
Oh
sorry.
man. Nah, that's cool. I'll put it in the chat now. But Twitter, you can hit me up at CI Payne, IG at CI Payne96. Those are my main social medias, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, the TGS crew. I don't know. Maybe I'll start a little, you know what I'm saying, little streaming channel. You know what I'm
You
saying?
should.
Some light, you know. So I got to get my homies, my coach Ice and my hype man D-Lo.
I
Yes,
mean,
sir, indeed.
Oh man, shout out to y'all, man. Ice and D, man. I mean, shout out to the whole TGS crew, but they know Ice and D. We call ourselves the Sanin. You know what I'm saying? I love those dudes. They. I was about to retire from Five. I was about to retire from Street Fighter Five, and they told me to keep on going. So hey, let's just see how it can go.
Just when I got out, they pulled me right back in.
Yeah,
mhm.
exactly. Every time.
yeah, be like that
Every
for real.
time.
Yep. All right, and then Sir Retro, where can the good people find you at?
Pretty much anywhere that you can. Of course, here on Sir underscore Retro 08 on Twitch, Twitter, Sir Retro 08. Alternative name now is now Mayor of Macon, FGC Mayor of Macon, because the actual Mayor of Macon is also on Twitter, so I can't confuse people.
Sheesh.
But
So FGC Mayor of Macon, yeah, that makes
so
got you.
there also of course on Instagram as well, Sir Retro 08. It's definitely on Facebook as well. And then of course I posted it here. I'll post up one again if you want to follow more of the reboot Retrocade gaming stuff. Then there's the YouTube at least to start out. They also are everywhere on all types of social media. Constantly posting out, have exhibitions, tournaments, um, podcasts. Obviously, like this will be archived, and other things we're doing. So definitely, thank you guys so much, and appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank you guys for the TGS crew, especially. Y'all been supporting. Y'all make the reboot scene like even more livelier than ever. So I mean, the crowds go crazy every time. Y'all come through. Even if it's like two or three of you guys there, you still make it like it sound like it's 20. It's amazing. So like I said, major shout outs to you guys. Major shout out to Dattebane, definitely. Um,
There you go.
so
Dang, man. What dang, Retro just made me feel feel sad, yeah. So I keep calling him Databane.
no,
Man, see it. Hey, it doesn't even have the same ring to it. You feel me?
hmm
yeah. But that shouts to you. But also, True Arsenal. I know you for a bit. As long as I've been in part of the FGC, especially in the Georgia area. Then also being the trailblazer alongside Shadow Ace and the especially Atlanta scene and Georgia as a whole. So shouts to you, sir.
Yeah, no problem, man. I've been on the I've been to some of the making tournaments. I think I went to a
Yeah.
reboot like a couple times before, so
Oh
I
yeah.
got to see you guys and play with you guys. So it's
Uh,
always a pleasure, man.
oh
Meeting
yeah.
new people and stuff.
Definitely. Let
All
you know if we
right.
had gotten stronger. But yeah.
Yep, definitely do appreciate you guys so much for coming through, man. This is definitely going to be no, this whole entire series honestly has got me through work days, because I'll go back and listen to like the old episodes, and next thing I know,
Mm.
it's time to clock out. I say, "Yo, let's go, bet." And so
Love it.
this is
Love
I'm
it.
glad that you guys agreed to do this, man. This is going to be something to listen to, on the car ride home. You cleaning up, you doing whatever, working, whichever you may do. If you guys can give this a listen, please do. If you missed the beginning of the broadcast, don't worry, it'll be archived and available on the Reboot Retrocade YouTube there. I know someone also suggested putting the series on Spotify too as well. So probably look into that a bit later. But once again, want to thank SirRetro, of course, for doing this. Man, want to thank you guys, Arsenal and Dattebane. Dang, I probably mispronounced it again. Ah, I'm
No,
getting
no, you
bodied.
got it. You got it. You got it.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, let's go. All right. Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through. And yeah, man, good stuff. You guys take care. You can follow me on social media at Twitter at Mind of Shadow Ace. I post up events that I'll do, stuff like that. And stay tuned for the details of episode 12. Episode 12, I'm going to reach out to a few more people before we wrap it up for the season finale. But stay tuned. You guys be safe, and catch you next time.
Yep. Yeah,
Yes,
guys,
All
sir.
right.
have a good evening, y'all.
Yep. Peace.